up, everybody? Alright, so finally I got to this video. I've been meaning to drop this video a few days ago, but I'm glad I waited because I did find a great fragrance for 25 bucks at Marshall's yesterday. I didn't make a video because I was just in a rush. Sometimes I don't make a video, but I'm always stopping at these stores to find these fragrances if I have time or if it's on the way to where I'm going, you know? So, this is going to be a recap of fragrances I found throughout last week, the end of last week and towards this week. So, but besides that, I will go on a rant here on a few things. But before I get into my rant, I don't want to bore you with that, so I will just get into the recap. All right, so as you guys know, I went to Lord & Taylor because they're unfortunately they're going out of business and they're having a liquidation sale, 50 to 60 to 70% off. Which you think it's like, okay, towards the fragrances, I was on the fence with it because they were still kind of, you know, expensive, especially for the testers, like $40. But I went for, because knowing my fragrances, I went for, because they had like CK1 testers, right? 100 ml for 40 bucks. But then they had like limited edition fragrances, which I know if I bought those and I put them online, I would have like got my shit got like $40. I'll probably get like $400 for them, you know, right? So, but I didn't. I always keep a budget when I go to this place, regardless, and I don't like to do that whole like buying and selling. It takes time. I did try to do that eBay shit for a minute there, but it's just super expensive. First of all, sometimes time is more important than money, which with eBay and that buying and selling shit, you have to have quite a big amount of shit to sell to even be like, okay, I can make a career out of this. You can't just like put one thing. And let's say if you do put one thing, you're gonna sit on it for a good month, and then, you know, which will go back to time is more important than money in that sense, right? So you have a better chance of putting it in Facebook Marketplace, or, you know, if you know a friend of yours or somebody in the family that can get it out of your hands, whatever that thing is, you know. So anyway, but yeah, so I knew my fragrances because I saw somebody buying like CK1, you know, those, I mean, you know, as a reviewer and a frag head, I'm like, dude, you could get this, blah, 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 but I'm not going to step there and give them a whole, like, you know, fucking speech about like why you should do this and that. People don't like that. I tried doing that shit one time. What was it? No, actually, 2 times I did that at the rec stores, and this is a little story I want to tell you. But people, and like, listen, get this. I was trying to convince him to get Salvatore Ferragamo. I remember it was Salvatore Ferragamo F Black, but this guy wanted something else, and he doesn't know his fragrances. Of course, he was just an average Joe Blow, you know, and he was kind of getting annoyed, but I was like sitting there, you know, telling him, hey, listen, this is a better fragrance, it's cheaper, you're gonna get it. And like, I think the guy, some people are just, they're gonna do what they want to do, and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna do that. And some other time, it was something too, it was like, fuck, I can't remember what it was, but I remember the person was getting annoyed. And ever since that, I just stopped like giving people advice, unless if it's here on YouTube. But other than that, like, some people just don't like. I was like, fuck it, you're getting fucked anyway. So I'm not. That's not, you know, my fault. I'm just trying to help you out in my head. So I stopped doing that. But anyway, yeah. So I saw these people getting getting like, you know, CK1, some bullshit that you can get for much cheaper than $40. Because all of the fragrances that I've seen were either 35 to 40 bucks. Most of them were 40 bucks. And, you know, so people are going to those commercialized, very popular, you know, like, again, Tommy to Nautica to whatever. And I'm surprised they still carry those fragrances. They probably had them in the back. They just, you know, they're getting rid of everything. But anyway, so I knew my fragrances, of course, and I was looking for the ones that are good for, you know, for $40. So be like, okay, well, I got this fragrance, it's 40 bucks, but it's worth more. I can feel better about it. So that's what I'm going to show you. Okay, so there was two. There were some more, but I just didn't have the, you know, again, I go out on a budget for these things, and for 80 bucks, that's with tax and everything. Pure Havane was it? I think one of them were $35. I think it was Pure Havane. So, Pure Havane was $35, right? And it's a tester bottle, as you can see. It's just, but who cares? It's still the same juice. And I'm like, dude, you know, I sprayed it one time, and I'm like, dude, should I sell it? Should I sell it? But I love, you know, collecting so much. I'm not gonna sell it. I needed it for my collection because I you know, I enjoy Mugler's fragrances. You know, the Angelin line too. So, yeah. So I got this one 35. I got this one for 40. Pure Tonka, which I remember smelling it at my friend's house a year ago, right? But we were, because he ordered Havane, and I remember I just fell in love with Havane. And I looked at before I even knew, you know, I was going to get it last week. It was in my head to buy it, you know. It was, you know, because I loved the Pure Havane, right? But then when I smelled this, I think this is my favorite, and this is my second favorite, and then my third favorite will be Pure Malts. But anyway, I remember smelling this, and it totally smelled different in my friend's house. And now that I smelt it here, and it's like, I'll tell you, it just blew me out. And the thing is, with all Mugler's fragrances, Terry Mugler's Amen fragrances, the trick is they all smell the same. Basically has the DNA when you first smell, like, you know, put them, you know, spray them in your arm or whatever. And the thing is, you gotta let them sit. That's when you know the difference between Pure Coffee, Pure Tonka, Pure Havane, etc., etc. You know what I mean? But when you first initially smell, they are almost all similar, because that DNA. Yeah, that's that. Anyway, so this one just smells like, you know, there is vanilla in there, of course, Tonka, and they say the notes right over here: lavender, rosemary. But let me tell you, to simplify, and I like this to simplify without going into the details and shit. It smells like butter and pancakes. Pure Tonka is butter and pancakes, straight up. Like after like a minute to dry down, you know, like a minute, you know, or something like that. It just smells, it's heavenly, and this one, it really did, I mean, it stayed on my skin. They're all performers, don't get me wrong. But this one, I can smell like in waves coming. This one performs too. But this one, I was getting butter and butter, honey, maple syrup, you know, pancakes. Just, you know, that whole aroma, it was so good. It's like, wow, you know. And this one is a sexy, it's, you know, between sweet, but then it has a mysterious vibe to it, you know. Let me just put this one on. Yeah, it's more masculine, but it is playful too. Of course, Tonka, tobacco, patchouli, butter cocoa. So it gives it that kind of, you know, it but this one, some people love this one. Don't get me wrong, this one is sexy, you know. But if I had a choice, I love Pure Tonka. Then this comes second, and Pure Malt comes third. And then after that, I don't know. I just top three. That's top three. The other ones I don't really care for. You know, even if the is it Ultra Zest and all that. I'm not a big fan of the Ultra Zest and Kryptonite and whatever. They just look good in my collection. But I'm not gonna get rid of them, even though I don't like them. Yeah, I know that's how much I'm a frag head. So, but yeah. So that's that. So I got Tonka and this for $80, and plus I stopped by Marshall's yesterday, and for $25 I found the Woods fragrance. You know, the one that has the maple thing. And you know what? I seen the notes. It does have a fresh smell to it, but it has citrus in it, right? Because I looked it up in Fragrantica. But if I had to compare it to any fragrance, it would be like, let me see. Let me try to compare, because I thought it would be something like this, like the Dior cologne, but just a little bit more spicier. It does have, it's like a spicy Dior Homme, because it does have a lipstick vibe to it, for me, my opinion. But, and again, I did look up the notes. It says it has lemon, lime. Because I wore this earlier. Yeah, you can smell when you first spray it, but then it goes into that lipstick vibe. I don't know. It's just, I don't know what it is. It doesn't seem like it has lemon. Again, when it just, as soon as like after like 5 seconds, you know. I get that Dior vibe, you know, almost. I would say this is more lemony, but I don't know. But this is more, okay, so I would say there would be a good competition together, but this one, put it this way, it has citrus in it. That's what they say, but it doesn't seem like it has citrus. It's like a spicy Dior Homme for me. A spicy Dior Homme lipstick with spices. Okay, woods. You know, like a woody, spicy lipstick. A hint of powderiness too, as well, which I love. This is a great fragrance, especially $25, 100 ml. The thing is, it was an open box, and I got it for $20. But they're really, you can buy the gift pack. I think they were going for $49, $50. But it was an open $25. Hell yeah, for the collection. So, but hold on, let me just test this out. Yeah, they have similarities. I would say this would be a good fragrance to compare it to. Okay, Dior Homme cologne. Yeah, Dior Homme cologne. All right, but this one is more. Let's just put it this way. I would compare it to between Dior Homme cologne and Dior Homme, the regular, the 2020 or the original, whatever. It's the same scent, but with spices. Okay, with like woody, and ambroxan, a little bit of ambroxan spices. So okay, so that's my recap for these. I was like, man, I thought I didn't even turn on the video for the past week. So I spent about $100 and I got these. So I think I did a good buy on these for the past week and a half. This is good finds. It took a lot of looking around and whatever, but I enjoy it. Whatever. $100. Shit, $100. Man, just one right now. Pure Tonka, if you go online, costs like $150 minimum. I mean, you might find for $100, but you know that's like you gotta question if it's fake or real, or it's a ripoff. But so for $100, all of these if you really look, and if you're really if you're really into this hobby, I would say just take your time. You will find good hitters. You don't necessarily have to pay retail money unless if you're if you're caking like that, you have money like that, then go for it. But for people like that don't, for me, that are frugal, just take your time. You will find out. You will find it. One lesson I learned. My father was telling me, here in America, don't ever jump to like. Don't ever think they're gonna run out of shit. You're always gonna find a product, regardless if they sell out or whatever. You're gonna find it. So just don't ever like beat yourself. Oh, I should have got this. You got it. Blah blah blah. Take your time. Always shit happens for a reason. All right. So I'd rather save money than be broke. Put it that way. So, but yeah. Anyway, actually, I won't go into my rant right now. I will do a second video. I just wanted to let's just leave this as a recap. And if you have any questions, let me know. As far as performance, both of the Amen, before I go, 8 hours plus. This one gives me a little bit more, probably like 9 hours. This one gives me 8 hours, but anything above 6 hours is beast mode for me. Anything above 8 hours is beast mode. 8 hours and up is beast mode. I'm sorry. But yeah, great performance. Even all the Amen fragrances, as far as I tested them, the Mugler Amen, they're all great performance. So that's that. And try to go see what they have in Lord & Taylor. You probably got another 2 more weeks, and they're gonna be cleaned out. And I'm talking about, I went last week, and there were, I think 60% of their store is gone, so go see what's up. Maybe I know they're gonna probably lower the price or something, and that's why I did those videos. I will link the videos in the description. Remember, that was just last week, so don't think it's something new or whatever. So you don't go over there and be like, oh, I didn't find shit, whatever. So that was like last week, in the middle of the week of last week. Okay, love you guys, and I will see you on the next which is gonna be my rant video. All right, man, take care. Good night.